Hello, my name is John and welcome to my NEStalgiaholic show. In this episode I'll be talking about and reviewing Pac-Man the board game. It came out in 1982 by Milton Bradley, based on the very popular arcade game. And this is actually a pretty fun board game. Definitely, you can see it takes a lot of influences from the arcade game, obviously. And Milton Bradley came out with a whole bunch of these board games based on classic arcade games in the 80s. So I did reviews previously over Zaxxon and Centipede, and now it's time to go over Pac-Man. Thanks for watching. Here's what the box art looks like for Pac-Man, the board game. You can see Pac-Man, he's actually swallowing this ghost. He's got one in one arm. The other one he looks like he's about to take down. Definitely 80s look. Love it. I don't necessarily remember the ghost having gloves in the arcade game, but I do remember the cartoon in the 80s as well. Pac-Land, I think it was called. And I think they had gloves in that too. You can see the other three ghosts up top. They're all sweating. They're all nervous. This is a 2 to 4 player game, unlike Zaxxon and Centipede, which were both 2-player game only. As much, it says right here, as much fun as action-packed arcade game of the same name. That's kind of their slogan. Milton Bradley logo up top, left corner there. This box isn't necessarily in the best of shape, unfortunately. Some assembly required. Let's just show some screenshots of the game in action here, how it works. And let's see on the back. Back is absolutely nothing. And let's open up, see what's inside. There's this board game. The board itself doesn't actually fold exactly in half, which is interesting. It's kind of weird that it does that, but it folds open. The Pac-Man logo here, game by Milton Bradley. Got 4 home stations for each player to start. I'll explain the rules here in a second. Let's see what else it comes with. It comes with these square pieces here. These are your characters. These are like the mini Pac-Mans. Doesn't really look like Pac-Man. You can see how he has teeth and stuff. Different colors. Got yellow, red, green, and blue. Got 2 ghosts and a whole bunch of these marbles. And that's it. You're probably wondering yourself, where are the instructions? And I was wondering that too. I'm like, where are the instructions? Because it'd be hard to play this game if you don't know how to play it. Well, all the instructions, unlike the other 2 previous board games I reviewed, based on arcade games, are actually on the back. It's on the back of the top here, which is kind of smart because if you lose the instructions, it's hard to lose it if it's on the back of this. So this is where the instructions are. It kind of tells you how to assemble the pieces and how to set the board, etc. The board is all set up. The game is all set up. There's 72 white marbles. I'm missing only a few. The white marbles go into these spaces here, like so. There are 4 special marbles, and they're yellow, and they go into the orange dot areas. There's 4 players. Each player has different color, and they start on their different base, safe and home area. And each player has a tray, and this is where the marbles go. And as I mentioned before, the object of the game is to collect as many marbles as possible. And when all the marbles are gone, whatever player has the most marbles remaining wins the game. There are 2 die in this game. I only have 1 right now. And what you do is you want to roll the die. Whoever rolls the highest goes first, like most board games. I'm just going to roll 1 die, and then 3. And say I roll another die, 6. Now when you roll the die, one die is dedicated to your actual Pac-Man. The other die is dedicated to a ghost. And you can kind of pick, it doesn't really matter which die you want. So say the 6 I want to use for the ghost, and 3 I want to use for my Pac-Man. So let's say I'm blue Pac-Man. And each move is each marble. It's not the yellow dots, it's the white marbles. So you go 1 and you just lift it on like so. And he swallows it. He swallowed him, so he has all 3. And when I'm done with my 3, I take it and I empty it in my blue tray like so. Over here I just tip it upside down and empty them there. So I click the 3 marbles. I'm here. Now the 6th die I have to move for my ghost. And the ghosts aren't no player owns the ghosts. They're kind of community area. So I go 1, 2, and I can't go beyond the blue barriers, just like Pac-Man. I can't go beyond the blue barriers. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now, just like the arcade, I can go off board and back on. So see these white arrows? So you see these white arrows here? I can go off here. I can come back over here. I can come back over here. Now, say I have a character right here, and the yellow player is here, and then say the red player is moving the ghost and actually bumps into this yellow Pac-Man here. What happens is that the Pac-Man has to go back to home base and it has to forfeit 2 marbles to the player who's handling the ghost. Now, if I'm here and I get a super pellet here, a super marble, that means I can use that for later. And say if that ever happens, I can actually run into a ghost like this. The ghost goes back to home base, just like the arcade goes back to the center, not home base, but goes back to the center. And I actually get to collect 2 marbles from a player of my choice. So that's kind of a cool thing, and there's only 4 of those available. So pretty self-explanatory. Again, you can't go, you have to kind of follow a path. You can't go over the blue barriers here. And you can't run into, you can't land on someone else's home base. You have to go above it. And if you're crossing paths with someone else, you just skip over them like that. And overall, it's a pretty quick game. And it follows the arcade fairly well, as you can see. Kind of, you obviously collect the pellets. I'm surprised there's only 2 ghosts, and they're both kind of yellow. But overall, it's a pretty fun game. Definitely very retro. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We'll see you soon. Take care.